The User 1 mode has some additional functionality. The top half allows you to control macros or devices. The bottom half is for drum rack control, and there's some simple navigation control on the right hand side. The drum rack section has 3 modes. You can access them from these buttons. The first mode is the visible pads mode, where I can trigger the 16 visible pads in a drum rack. If I move the grid to a different section, I can trigger different pads. There's also a note repeat button here, which allows me to play the same sample with 2 fingers. If we get a beat going here, I can play it in with 2 fingers. If I want to add in a hi-hat, I can play the same sample at 16 different levels of velocity in the 16 levels mode. And you can see now we have the hi-hat in different levels of velocity. In the third mode, we can play melodies with a 4x4 grid with highlighted scale notes. If we get our beat going again, we can play melodies with our beat. In the device control section in the top half, I can control the 8 macros of any device or rack. These 8 buttons here select the macro that I want to control. So I select the first one, and then over here I can control that macro. I can slide up and down, or I can change the rate to move up and down in single digit increments. Here I can jump to 3 different values: 0, centered 64, and full value 127. So if we get our beat going, I can select the first macro, pull the beat out, drop it back in, switch over to high pass filter, switch over to roll, but instead of using these, I can also use these 8 buttons, which will take me to different values. Switch over to delay. Switch over to low pass. And I can filter my loop out. Using the user 1 button, I can reset all values of the macros by holding it down and pressing red for 0, orange for centered 64, and green for full value 127. So it's easy to reset your racks to their default position.